Growing mystery, the death of an American lifestyle influencer, Ashlee Robinson, better known online as Ashlee Jenae. She had been on what seemed to be a dream vacation to Zanzibar, celebrating her birthday and saying yes when her boyfriend popped the question. But within a few days, she was dead.
The mystery surrounding the death of a social media influencer from New Jersey is deepening.
We just want the truth. We just want to know what happened.
Earlier this month, Ashlee Robinson, better known as Ashlee Jenae, was on vacation with her boyfriend at a resort in Tanzania. Images posted online show her celebrating her 31st birthday and getting engaged to her boyfriend, 45-year-old Joe McCann.
She was happy. This is what she wanted.
She FaceTimed me, showed me her ring. She's like, Papa, I'm happy.
But days later, local authorities say hotel guests reported a romantic conflict between the couple, prompting management to move McCann to a separate room. A few hours later, authorities say she was found unresponsive in her room by hotel staff.
I did receive a phone call from Joe. He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital, and that he told me that she was stable.
After receiving treatment at 2 hospitals, Robinson was declared deceased. A hospital medical report suggesting she died by suicide, noting an unidentified mark around her neck. But Robinson's family not accepting that explanation. They want more information.
She's never done anything that would ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself like that. She was happy.
Authorities are still questioning McCann and confiscated his passport while they wait for the medical examiner's report. McCann has not responded to a request for comment.
So if you haven't heard, this story is making its rounds in the news now. But of course, before now, they were saying nothing because it's a white man that unalived a black woman. But the black media has shined a light on it. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's got a lot of foul play surrounding it. It's the story of Ashlee Jenae, video vixen, YouTuber, social media influencer, unalived in Zanzibar, Tanzania, allegedly by her husband-to-be and fiancé, Joe McCann. We say allegedly because all of the facts aren't in, and it's still being investigated by the police in that country and by the U.S. Embassy. Now, there's a lot of information surrounding this story, and I don't quite know what is true. That's why I've been just laying back and collecting my research and my information so I can give you a balanced analysis of what's really going on. And it seems that Joe took this woman over to Tanzania for a purpose of not marrying her. That was staged because from my understanding, Joe McCann is already married to another woman with kids. Also, he has a life insurance policy out on this woman, a really big life insurance. And I think that was his way of getting back to where he was, because as we all know, he ran a company called Asymmetric that lost a lot of money. I'm talking about millions, and nobody really wants to deal with Joe McCann in the world of finances, crypto, or whatever have you, as far as doing business with him. Shady character. And if you look at how he looked at her every time, it was an ominous look. Very scary. Something that I wouldn't want a man looking at my daughter like that, especially not a white man. But anyways, she divested, which I have no problem with divestors going to the other side. If you want to go to the other side and that's the way that you ride, baby, go ahead, lay your head wherever you reside. But at the same time, keep your mouth off of black men. Same for the black women, goes for the black men. Keep your mouth off the black women. You don't have to downplay or disrespect black women just to show the white women that, oh, yeah, you're better than them. Vice versa. That shit is trash. And that's why she's kind of getting smoke even in her death. Like, black people aren't riding with her like that, especially not black Americans, for the fact that you could tell her mother is Caribbean. A lot of the Caribbeans love the bedwenchery, so I got to address that. The Africans, they love the bedwenchery. As soon as they get off the plane, the first thing they're looking for is, where's the white women? Where's the white men? I want you to see where the apple falls from, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The mother is a Caribbean bedwench. If you gonna go play on the other side, go play on the other side, like I said. But you do not have to disrespect your own kind to show them people that you have some kind of allegiance and alliance with them. Because here's one thing I know about white tea people. They don't like traitors. Once they see you're a traitor, they can never really trust you because you have no respect for your own kind. You have no allegiance with your own kind. So you could never be one of them, first of all, and you could never truly be in the in crowd. Just doesn't work like that. So as soon as they see you disrespecting your people, as soon as they see you talking down on your people, they're going to go ahead and influence you to keep doing so. But at the back of their mind, they're like, this ninja ain't nothing. Trust me. So think before you do so. Go play wherever you want to play. Lay where you want to lay. But don't disrespect FBA. That's all I got to say. The mother and the father, they sat down and they came and spoke out because they wanted everybody to know they have not been getting any help. They need help, and that this thing is tearing them apart and they don't know what to do. But I want y'all to check this video out and then I'll get back with you.
What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar that said the investigation is still ongoing. That we have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation is still ongoing and still pending right now. So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking and it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on, what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the hotel Zuri Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No. We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
Officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing.
What was it that the hotel initially told you guys?
That Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication.
Wow, shocking. So, as you've seen, the local report had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I don't think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, like you can see she's a beacon of light. She had being on, like being in the camera. She was an influencer. She loved her family. She loved her family. She loved her family.
So as you can see, like I said, the mother likes some white tea also. She initially had a black man in which Ashlee was procreated from. But afterwards, she said, if it ain't white, it ain't right. So she went on her bedwenchery adventures. And if you ask me, I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe she set Ashlee up with this guy. Maybe she told Ashlee to stay away from black men and go get you a white man, girl. And now this. This has to be One of the most tragic situations a man as a father has to go through. Also a mother. Anybody has to go through. The whole situation is horrible. But we must stay aware at all times. Be aware of your surroundings and the people in your presence. Another thing is, we must also vet these people very well before we get into relationships with them. Even though they have a little money, they got a little swinging Johnson or whatever they got going on, some beautiful looks, they still must be vetted. Because if you do not vet these people, what will happen is it all comes out in the wash. She was parading this man around like, look, girl, I got me a white one. He got good credit. He a millionaire. He got me on private jets. All that may be true, but it all came with a price. A hefty price. All money ain't good money, like my grandma used to say. You got to watch these people. Also, my grandmother would say, never go camping with whitey people. Never go fishing with whitey people. You gotta be careful around them. She was old school, real old school, Ashburn, Georgia old school. So she ain't play the radio. Not at all when it come to them folks. But this is a tragic story. Beautiful young lady. She probably had a bright future. And then she was snuffed out by this loser. He was on his way down already because Asymmetric, the company that he was the CEO of, he lost $80 million. So he was looking to get a bag from somewhere so he can get back up on his feet and in good standings with the finance crypto world. But unfortunately, Ashlee had to be collateral damage, and now she's gone. And them people in Africa, the Africans, they wrote her off real quick. Whatever you see, Mr. White Man, you have cash? Cash is king in Africa. I'm talking about, they went ahead and said, yeah, it was a suicide. We talking about a 31-year-old woman who just got engaged on a trip to Africa, feeding goddamn zebras and goats and giraffe and walking with lions, and all of a sudden she want to put a noose around her neck? Shut the front door. Stop it, I say. I can't make this up. This shit is real. Real stupid of him to even come up with such a story that she did that to herself. But it's even stupider that these goddamn Africans went along with it. And if it wasn't for the black media, I'm talking about black Americans on their YouTube investigation-ish, making the story bigger than they even made it in Africa or any legacy news made it, because they were trying to cover it up because it's a whitey man, a rich whitey man, allegedly rich. You understand? So as we know, when that happens, his past didn't come up too much. It wasn't all over the news. Now, let that had been Tyrone or Marquez, then goddamn, they're going to talk about the bag of weed he had in the 9th grade. They're going to talk about any and everything he's done in his life. And he was going to get the noose on both sides. Africans would have went ahead and locked him up. And when he got back to the States, his ass was grass. Straight up, straight like that. But this just shows the disparities of the laws and the privilege that the YT people are able to obtain when it comes to black life, Hispanic life, any POC, but mainly black life. Oh, they don't give a damn. So this is why we must talk about things like this. Now, granted, she ain't like black men, but I'm here talking about it because I got sisters, I got aunties, I got cousins, I got daughters. And this is a cautionary tale for them all. Stay with who loves you, be with who wants you. And that's black men. Same thing for black men. Play on your side of the grass, because the grass ain't always greener on that other side. Trust me. Hey, you know what they say. You lay with dogs, you get fleas. You dig? But just to shed a little brighter light on this rainy day, this rainy situation, Cardi B has something to say. I want y'all to check out what she had to say about this situation. Check this out.
Please choose good partners. Everybody with money are good partners. Ashlee Jenae's death just proves this point. I never thought Joe McCann, a millionaire, would do something so terrible to hurt his fiancé. A few days ago, I saw her new video backstage during my tour. She was celebrating her 31st birthday in Tanzania. There were flower petals on the floor making wishes. She was smiling so happily. She loved beauty and life so much, and she had just gotten engaged. How could she possibly leave this way? When I saw her parents holding back tears in interviews, I decided to do 3 things to comfort her family. First, I will pay $1 million for a private planito bring Ashlee's body back home. Let her return to a familiar place instead of being alone in a foreign country. At the same time, I will hire the best lawyers to stay with her family the whole time. I will help them collect evidence and try my best to find out the truth. I will never let her die without anyone knowing what really happened. Second, I will order a custom wig for her funeral. I know Ashlee loved looking good and always cared about her appearance. Just like me, she loved changing her hairstyle often. I will make a beautiful wig in her favorite style so that in the next life, she can still look perfect with no regrets. Finally, I will take care of her parents. She was the oldest sister in the family, and there is also a 4-year-old little brother. When I saw her mother too sad to speak in the interview, I really cried. From now on, I will give this family financial support every month so that the little brother can keep going to the best kindergarten without worrying about money. I hope the police find the killer soon, and I really hope this person is not the husband she loves so much.
I would hate to have to bring you the bad news, ma'am, but it is. He done it. I think so anyways, allegedly. But this is an untimely, tragic situation, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And I want to send my condolences to the family, her father, her mother. May she rest in peace. But I'm going to keep an eye on this, you see, and my ears going to stay glued to these YouTube streets because it's a developing story, and it's a lot of moving parts and a lot going on. But anyway, y'all get down in the comment section, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this young lady losing her life on a trip to Africa with her fiancé. Supposed to be a good time, lovely, love in the air, and all of a sudden, she got snuffed and took away. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Ashlee Major. Ashlee Major.
Ashlee Major.
Ashlee Major.